Picture this. You're in a room full of people, all of whom seem completely lost in whatever it is they're talking about. But even from this distance, you can see him. His quiet, captivating, and indisputable presence lingers, rather than his outspokenness or attempts to attract attention. He seems to be trying to tell you something with his look, his laughter, or even just the way he walks by you. Is the allure a factor? Is he trying to bury emotions he hasn't shared with anyone? You have entered the intriguing world of covert communications and hidden attraction. The subtle signs that someone is interested in us often go unnoticed. Assuming they are mere coincidences or nice gestures, we choose to ignore them. Would you believe me if I said there are patterns, though? What if, according to scientific research, there are some telltale signals that a man's secret crush on you will always exhibit? Playing games or engaging in superficial trickery is not the point here. Real and profound human connection is what this is all about. Learning to read people's nonverbal cues, getting past facades, and knowing when someone is interested in you for real is the key. Why does he maintain that expression on his face? Why is it that my jokes always make him laugh? What makes his touch unique compared to others? There is no levity in these inquiries. They're the keys to deciphering his innermost feelings. Watch this video, and I'll show you 3 telltale signals that a guy has an undeniable attraction to you. These patterns originate from psychology, stoicism, and the art of human connection. They are not random motions. Everything from his longing gaze to his touch, to the way his laughter reverberates in your conversations, carries a tale, a subtle declaration of his attraction. But hold on for a second. Recognizing these indicators isn't limited to him alone. It's also about you. Learning to control your perception, association, and reaction is key. When you become more attuned to these signals, you'll be able to approach partnerships with a fresh perspective. If you persevere until the end, you'll gain a fresh perspective on people and their interactions as you learn to interpret these signals. Have you ever felt confused about whether someone secretly likes you? If your answer is yes, then this video is just for you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss more exciting secrets. And if you're ready to dive in, type 1 in the comments right now. I'm here to guide you. Armed with a profound appreciation for genuine connection and the knowledge of Dark Stoic Psychology, you will be able to confidently and clearly manage relationships. Let's start with a sign that many people overlook it, yet it's really telling. Laughter reverberates. 1. A sound of allure reverberates in the laughing. Laughter has the power to bring people together like no other emotion. Did you know that a man who has a hidden crush on you will likely find humor in even the most unfunny of your jokes? Reflect on the past. Is it just me, or does his laughter always seem to start a bit too soon or last a bit too long? To you, my friend, it may amount to more than just civility. Your sense of humor becomes enchanted when a man finds you appealing. Suddenly, he finds delight and laughter in your most inane remarks. Why, though, does this occur? Why does he find humor in the most inane situation? The field of connection psychology has the key. Research has demonstrated that laughter conveys a powerful message to others. Laughing lowers guards, brings people closer, and cultivates confidence. A man's laughter at your jokes is a sign that he appreciates being in your company, regardless of how funny they are. His intention is to make you feel wonderful, and he enjoys being in your company. However, let's go further. For those in a romantic relationship, laughing is more than a reflex. It's a powerful instrument. That's how he gets to know you, by showing interest in you in a subtle way, without saying anything. It is common for men to suppress their feelings, particularly when first attracted. Rather than expressing their emotions directly, individuals depend on these subtler, nonverbal clues. I know you're probably thinking, how can I distinguish between real laughter and courteous chuckling? Get a good look at it. If a man feels genuine attraction for you, he will show it in specific ways. When he laughs, it will be natural, comforting, and real. It will be accompanied by a smile that brightens his face and placidly meets his eyes. Additionally, uniformity must be considered. He isn't merely listening, he is invested if he laughs at every joke you make, no matter how bad they are. He has an innate understanding of you that transcends mere conversation. Stoicism is useful in this situation. Being attentive to one's environment and the people one interacts with is a central tenet of Stoicism. You can begin to unravel the complexities of his attraction by watching his reactions. Observe his reactions differently in a group setting compared to when you're alone with him. When you give him your full attention, does he laugh more often and with greater sincerity? As seen through the lens of Dark Stoic Psychology, laughing reflects reality. It shows the type of relationship he wants to have with you and how he feels about you. Does he try to put you at ease by making you laugh? Could his laughing be a gateway to a more profound connection? Pause for thought. Have you ever been captivated by his laughter? Perhaps it seemed more intimate than normal, or perhaps it was noisier than normal. Bring yourself back to that time. How did it show his emotions? The intensity of laughter is immense. It changes relationships, brings people together, and dismantles barriers. When a guy finds humor in your jokes, even the ones he thinks aren't very funny, it's a sign that he wants to connect with you. Next, we'll delve into yet another deep indicator of hidden attraction: careful dexterity. Like its own language, this is a way for him to quietly express how he feels. Keep watching, because the next sign is going to be the most interesting one yet. 2. Moving on to something even more personal, the language of touch. We can see how it subtly conveys comfort and intimacy. Picture this: sitting side by side, you're enjoying a pleasant discussion when he makes a point by casually brushing against your arm. Another possibility is a subtle, innocuous touch, like a tap on the shoulder to summon your attention, or a lighthearted prod while you're laughing together. Despite their seeming insignificance, these fleeting touches hold immense significance. Touch becomes a man's silent ally when he has a secret crush on you. The ability to convey emotions that he may not be emotionally mature enough to verbalize just yet. So what's the big deal with touching? Why is it so important? Okay, listen up. Physical touch is a powerful and ancient means of human communication. Touch was our first language. The significance of a pat, a squeeze, or even a playful shove goes much beyond what can be conveyed verbally. A man who feels a strong attraction to you will reach out and touch you to bring you closer, to bridge the distance between you. Allow me to pose this question to you now. Is there a difference in the way his touch feels to you? What matters most is not the deed per se, but rather the motivation. How much longer than is absolutely required does it linger? Strike a balance between intentionality and ease. All these things point to the fact that he's interested in you, though subtly. The results of psychologists' long-running investigations on the significance of physical touch in interpersonal relationships are intriguing. A short physical touch can elicit powerful feelings of gratitude, love, and trust, according to research published in the journal Emotion. Men transmit signals when they touch you in subtle, unobtrusive ways. You make me feel at ease. I long to be in your presence. Dark Stoic Psychology views touch as more than a mere physical gesture. It is a psychological declaration. His desire to connect with you on a deeper level, his unspoken attraction, and his feelings are all reflected in it. Be mindful of these instances. These do not just happen. They have great significance and are deliberate. But how can you distinguish between his friendly touches and those that indicate hidden attraction? Let's dissect it. The time. What time does he start touching? Does it happen when people are laughing together or feeling vulnerable emotionally? If he touches you during these passionate conversations, it's probably because he feels strongly about you. Set the scene. Is he more physically present with you than other people in a similar scenario? Does he, for instance, occasionally put his hand on your back to help you navigate a crowded area, even when it's not really required? Beyond mere civility, these gestures convey a sense of personal connection. The regularity. Does he frequently touch you for understated reasons? His increasing interest in you is shown by his repetitive movements, such as adjusting your jacket or removing stray hair from your face. Changing gears, let's look at his nonverbal cues. When a man is sexually aroused by you, his body language usually reflects that. Does he, for example, draw nearer to you while he speaks? Is he inclined to lean in so that his arm touches yours while you are conversing? These gestures, which may not look like much at first, are essentially intentional displays of desire. Stoicism is an old school of thought that stresses the need for living in the now and paying attention to the nuances of other people's interactions. Using this as a guide, consider the sensations evoked by his touch. Is it a way to feel appreciated, connected, or noticed? These are opportunities for greater insight and connection, and Stoicism tells us to welcome them with open hearts and thankful minds. Don't underestimate the power of physical touch on our emotions. Touch remembers things, as John Keats put it. Nothing surpasses the ability of a single touch to create an enduring impression that surpasses the confines of language. Consider the meaning of his quick contact the next time he brushes against you. Is it an innocuous sign of friendship, or does it convey anything more meaningful? Please reply to me now. Have you ever experienced someone's gentle touch and wondered if there was more beneath the surface? Post your anecdote below. Please share your observations and the emotions they evoked with me. Plus, hit that like button if this video has been useful to you thus far. Send us more likes and comments so we can keep making content like this. Please share with us the parts of this section that resonated with you and if you have encountered similar indicators in your personal life. The most significant indicator, the lingering glance, will be revealed in the next part. Everything we've talked about up to this point finds its culmination in this one, which is a portal to the spirit. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you don't miss out. Press 8, the symbol of invisible connection, where every glance and emotion is decoded, and hold on, because I'm about to reveal something fascinating. 3 times, the longing look, a portal to the spirit, a flirtatious look that lingers a bit too long is irresistibly alluring. I bet you've experienced it, that intense second when you lock eyes with him and everything else appears to go away. Without saying a word, his warm and powerful stare conveys a great deal. Why does this glance seem so intimate and vulnerable? One of the strongest and most revealing indicators that a man has an unconscious attraction to you is a longing look. A quick glance is more than that. It's a confession he may not be ready to speak out loud, a glimpse into his soul. This is the unadulterated, unedited language of attraction. In any case, what gives eye contact its power? Why is it such a sure sign of suppressed emotions? We can learn more about that by exploring the psychology of connection. One of the most basic forms of human communication, making and maintaining eye contact, has evolved to foster understanding, closeness, and trust. Powerful emotions are triggered when someone keeps eye contact for an extended period of time. Scientists have discovered that maintaining eye contact for an extended period causes the body to release the bonding hormone oxytocin, which in turn fosters feelings of closeness and trust between people. This is why an elusive man can't tear his gaze away from you. His longing look is more than a reflex. It's the beginning of a deep connection. But how can you discern the deeper meaning behind his intense stare? The expression on his face is what sets him apart. When a man has feelings for you, he'll look at you with an intensity that's practically electric. As if seeking to reveal an aspect of you that remains hidden from view, his gaze will fixate on yours. If you look closely, you might see that his pupils are slightly dilating, which is a physiological reaction to increased attention and a subtle but noticeable indicator of his attraction. His face is often warm and tender, which conveys his feelings. Consider these glances in context. Do they occur during private times when you're just the two of you and the topic turns to something more intimate? Alternatively, what if he's in the middle of a tumultuous room and his eyes still land on you? Instances like these show that they are interested in you and are paying close attention to you. Give him that task. Without a doubt, you are the most captivating individual here. According to the theories of gloomy Stoic psychology, a longing look is more than just a fleeting romantic interest. It involves exposing oneself to the other. Looking someone in the eyes for an extra second is a daring gesture that communicates, "I see you, and I want you to see me too," in his view. It is an offer to connect with me, but it is also a test. Will you look into his eyes? Can you make it happen? Would you rather not look? Your response can either reinforce the relationship or leave it uncertain. The tenets of Stoicism include non-judgmental observation, living in the now, and paying attention to the nuances of interpersonal relationships. Considering this idea, think about the meaning of his long, lingering looks like a window into his inner state. Does it seem like they're a little anxious, awestruck, or curious? The nuanced nature of his emotions is conveyed by these details. We must not overlook the subtle impact of these instances, though. A lingering look does more than show attraction, it makes it happen. Almost everyone feels attracted to the person who stares at them in this way. Everything is comprehended on a deeper, unsaid level when their stare draws you into a realm where words are unneeded. Have you ever noticed that he glances in your direction when he believes you're not looking? One more important indicator of his hidden emotions. When you're not looking, a man who feels an attraction to you will sneak glances. His genuine feelings are on display in these times of unfiltered candor. The truth has already been revealed, even if he looks away fast when you catch him. You are the center of his focus, yours to bear. His eyes will reveal his attention even in the most casual settings. He will find excuses to observe whether you are talking or not. Everything about you captivates him, from your smile to your movements to the way you gaze at other people. You will sense an almost electric connection when he looks you in the eyes. It will make you wonder whether it was all in your head. On the contrary, you failed to do so. The importance of maintaining eye contact and establishing rapport is demonstrated by this genuine phenomenon. The dynamic takes on an even more intriguing quality when applied to group situations. When someone makes a joke, does he look at you first, inquiring about your opinion? When he looks at you, does he fixate on you more than anyone else? Even with all the other noise in the room, there are small but significant clues that he is paying close attention to you. Attraction isn't the only emotion conveyed by a longing look. It all comes down to purpose. To put it simply, you are important to me. Along with the other indicators we've covered, such as his laughter, echo, and delicate touch, it creates a clear picture of his innermost emotions. The plot is enhanced with each of these clues, which weave together an intricate web of unspoken relationships. As we end on our examination of the lingering glance, pause and think about your personal experiences. Did you ever notice that someone was staring at you like this? How did it affect you emotionally? Did it make you feel something? Alternatively, were you left to ponder the intensity of their feelings? Even though they don't last long, these moments can make an impression. They recall the subtle yet profound ways in which we form bonds with people. Persevering eye contact goes beyond simple attraction. This is a formal request. In this instance, we are both vulnerable, a link between two spirits that transcends the limitations of language. Welcome this sign with an open mind and a sense of wonder when you see it, because it has the power to alter your perception of both him and you inside the complex web of human connection. Along the way, we've discovered 3 deep indicators that show a man's hidden attraction to you: resonating giggles, delicate touches, and longing looks. Though subtle and unspoken, each of these signs conveys a great deal about how he feels. They're intertwined threads of openness, purpose, and inexorable want to connect create a captivating web of attractions. These indications, however, are about more than just making sense of him. They center on self-awareness and the complexities of interpersonal interactions. Your perspective on others and your approach to intimacy are both altered once you become aware of these tendencies. Your uncertainty and second-guessing about his emotions are over. Instead, you get the ability to confidently and clearly manage these circumstances. Let us consider these indicators not in a vacuum, but in the context of the whole. His laughter goes beyond just amusement. It serves to establish connection and express his appreciation for your company. His touch, albeit delicate, is more than casual. It serves as a connection, a means of establishing intimacy absent of spoken exchange. Not to mention his longing look. It's an indication of his innermost thoughts and feelings. A silent admission that he feels a pull toward you that he may not completely comprehend now. The dark side of Stoic psychology is a good reminder that small things matter more than big displays of emotion when interacting with other people. Attraction manifests itself in these calm times through a laugh that echoes, a touch that feels electric, or a stare that appears to carry the world in its eyes. The ability to read these cues has nothing to do with manipulation or gamesmanship, and everything to do with learning to communicate through nonverbal cues. Being thoughtful and purposeful in these relationships is something that Stoicism teaches us to do. Neither war nor a riddle can be answered in the game of attraction. It's like a dance when two people's feelings, actions, and moments are entitled to form a bond. Stoicism teaches us to be graceful, inquisitive, and self-aware when we encounter these indicators. However, before I go, please remember that being aware of these indicators is just the first step. The key is to respond in a way that empowers you. When he laughs, will you grin back at him so he feels comfortable enough to open? Will you reciprocate his touch with a quiet, comforting sign? In the stillness of his gaze, will you let the bond between you two grow stronger? Be sure to pay attention the next time you're in his company. Observe his responses to you and the way he interacts with you. Do these indicators match up with what he's doing? In that case, think about the tale he's attempting to convey, the tale of his attraction, through the medium of physical touch, eye contact, and laughter. True connection doesn't lie in flowery words or grand gestures, but hides in the small, subtle moments. A shared laugh, a gentle touch, or a longing gaze. These are delicate signals, yet they hold the power to move hearts and bring two souls closer together. When you learn to listen and feel these signs, you not only understand others but also discover yourself. Because sometimes the deepest connections begin with the simplest things. It is high time to put this information to use. Send me a message. Tell me the telltale signals that have emerged from your own interactions. How did these experiences impact you emotionally? Post your stories in the space provided, and we may begin a dialogue around the lovely intricacy of romantic desire. Remember to hit the like button if you found this in-depth exploration of attraction psychology to be entertaining. Also, make sure you're subscribed and set up for notifications if you want to learn more about Stoicism, the art of connection, and relationships. As a group, we will delve deeper into the mysteries of human connection and learn how to form genuine bonds with one another.